Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes every single damn time and subscribe if you are new. Chelsea versus Brighton review 3-2. We will take it. We will take it. What a game of football. I mean, not in a pleasant way, not in a way of enjoyment. No, it was stressful. It was strained. The wrinkles on my forehead are starting to really solidify themselves in my skin, and I'm feeling the stress. I'm feeling the age, depreciation of my life. I can feel it. I can feel my life expectancy depreciating and dropping as we speak. I have really taken a lot of hits in that game, and I'm sure you two have. I'm sure you have at home. I mean, what was that? What actually was that? To win that game 3-2, but to be so annoyed at half time when we're actually 2-1 up. It was just a game of emotions, man. We know that the Brighton game's got something on it, a little extra sauce, a little extra spice because of the De Zerbi and because of the transfers. But the way that it transpired was just, honestly, my heart couldn't take it. I almost had a heart attack, honestly, in this seat. So, I mean, we talk about that game, we talk about that starting 11. It was obviously the centre-backs playing in that flat four, and we were looking at it thinking there's not going to be any width. There's not going to be any overlapping, underlapping. Those wingers, the Mudriks and the Sterlings are going to really have to make it all for themselves because there is a lack of support. And Palmer wasn't starting, which we wasn't expecting because there was a knock, and that was confirmed by Pochettino before the game. So, of course, as you know, routine, if people have got knocks or niggles, we just don't take risks because we don't need to. I said it in the watch-along. Anytime somebody breathes, anytime somebody has anything from the cafeteria, anytime somebody stretches, anytime somebody, farts, bruv, anybody could get injured at any moment at this football club. So if they've got a knock or a niggle, you're sitting on the bench, and that's the final. Like, we're not even going to even have a conversation about it. So I was glad that Palmer wasn't risked. But when Palmer's not playing, now I'm even more stressed because he's been outside the Newcastle game, probably our best player, right? So for me, looking at the flat four and thinking to myself, how are we going to, really create consistent chances? Now, I was thinking to myself, set pieces. You're going to play four defenders, a flat four of centre-backs. I'm expecting set pieces. I'm looking for long throws, Rory Delap. I'm looking for lump it, slump it, my Donnies don't eat crumpets. I'm looking for, Shawcross. I'm looking for the Kenwyn Joneses, the Jonathan Walters. I'm looking for the Clint Hills. I'm looking for set pieces. I'm looking for all sorts of madness because you guys can't have this many centre-backs and not take advantage on set pieces. I don't care what type of play, football style you want to influence or inflict on this team. Leave that for another day. Flat four centre-backs, set pieces. I want wide free kicks. I want corners. And thankfully, this team actually seemed like they were playing for those set pieces. They were playing for those corners, and they got them. And they got their goals from them. And it was a breath of fresh air. Listen, it wasn't an easy game in terms of the start, even though we were winning 2-0. Brighton were bopping it. Brighton were passing it around. Brighton were keeping the ball. They were ticking. They were creating. And you thought to yourself, yeah, regardless of no Dunk, no Webster, no Pascal Gross from the start, no Matoma, no João Pedro from the start, no Estepanan, I can keep going. So many players missing, their team obliterated, right? They're still playing the same way because it's fundamentally ingrained into their eardrums. They understand, they comprehend the way that De Zerbi wants them to play. So it was always going to be the same type of game, just hopefully the drop-off in quality with the players out gave us a better chance. But the fact that we took advantage on the set pieces was very encouraging. And the fact that Enzo Fernandez was the brother to pop up with the goal, with the header, was very refreshing because when we speak about Enzo Fernandez, we speak about a deep line playmaker or a deep line midfielder who can play progressive passes, play through balls, break lines, switch play, and dictate, you'd hope. But he, at River Plate, what I'm told, was a bit of a box crasher. He can get goals. He can pop up. For Argentina, he's popped up with a goal or two. So I was like, he kind of could be the all-rounder in terms of midfield if he was to show us those attributes. And playing that midfield three today maybe gave him a little bit more license to go forward. It didn't really feel like Gallagher was playing as a specific 10. It was more like a 4-3-3, and both of you can kind of exchange those options in going forward. And it's good because Gallagher has played on the right side at 8 for Palace. He was able to, get up and down, of course, contribute to the goal scoring and obviously, crash in the box. But at the same time, his legs and his energy is able to give you something defensively. Or is it? We're going to talk about it because my God. But Enzo Fernandez gets his goal, assist for Jackson as well. And you're thinking, right, you're going to get your nudes now. You wanted your nudes, you'll get your nudes because we're playing now. We're performing. We look like we're going to get a result. you can get your nudes. Yeah, get what you're getting. Go and collect your royalties and whatnot. I don't know what's going on between them. But we did it, right? And still the game isn't comfortable, but we're playing and we're getting these opportunities. And I'm thinking to myself, Chelsea, get that second goal, because it's imperative that we get that second goal. And it's another set piece, and it's another corner, and it's Levi Colwill now at the double, and he's headed it in, and we're actually taking advantage of aerial situations. I'm thinking to myself, this is what I asked for. We've got 4 centre backs. You're taking it back to the days of the Cahills and the Ivanoviches and the Alexes and the Terrys and the Balaks and the guys that were Drogbas, the guys that were we used to be aerial monsters, and we've become fragile and weak. And I asked in this game to show some physicality, to show some aggressive, not overly aggressive. Some people still can't get that in their heads, but we'll talk about it. But, you know, assert yourselves in the air, because you've got these options and you need to take advantage of them. And they're doing it now. Colwell's scored his goal. He's not celebrating. Cool, whatever, do your thing. We're 2-0 up. And I'm thinking to myself, right, control the game. Take control. Put your foot on the ball now. We've already had a few moments. Sanchez has misstepped and it's almost gone in the goal. We're playing in the first phase, trying to play De Zerbi ball against the man himself. And my God, are we playing with extreme risk. We're literally passing it along the goal line at this point. Caicedo's coming back. Silva's in there. Badiashil's in there. Enzo's in there. We're trying to play through this incredibly suffocating Brighton press. And we sometimes did get through it, and then we found the out ball in Disasi, and then we was on our way. But was it worth the potential heart attacks? I'll let you decide in the comments down below. But we were, you know, but we couldn't control the game at 2-0. That's the thing, we didn't control the game at 2-0. Brighton were bopping it. Brighton was starting to suffocate us. Brighton were taking control. We could not calm ourselves and put our foot on the ball. We were erratic. We were not joining the dots. We couldn't keep it. We couldn't keep things ticking. Just giving it away. And just, like I said, just getting suffocated. So, as time ticks on, at some point, you're going to pay the price, because this team can't defend. This team has conceded, before this match, 12 goals in 3 games. 4 goals against Newcastle, 4 goals against Tottenham, 4 goals against City. So this team can't defend. So I'm not cool with Chelsea just sitting back when they're 2-0 up and saying we're going to soak up the pressure. You're not 05-06 Chelsea. You're not 04-05 Chelsea. You're not Conte Chelsea. You're not Chelsea. You're not behaving like Chelsea. You can't do that. That's not your DNA. You need to continue to put your foot on the ball, play forward with a pace, with an authority, with conviction, and get that 3rd and that 4th and that 5th and that 6th, because you guys can't defend. So as soon as I saw the handbrake come off and these guys can't keep the ball and they're starting to back off and we're not really pressing too much and we're starting to alleviate pressure and we're starting to now backpedal, I said the goal's coming. More than you can believe, the goal's coming. And it does. 2-1. Bob's your uncle. I could have slapped a bet on it if I wanted to. And the one thing I didn't like and continue to not like, Levi Colwill playing at left back. He's backing off. He's doing the cha-cha slide. He's backing off too much. Like, when an attacker or winger is coming for him, is really attacking him directly, he's backing up. And the thing is, he's going to end up backing up into his goal. Like, he's going to back up all the way into Sanchez's net. He doesn't engage. And it's not the first time. It happened previously in a previous fixture with Kulusevski. That's how we conceded, you know, obviously that goal. Obviously got hit on a transition. They opened us up. But when it's down to that 1v1, he's backing up. So I'm not a fan of this Colwill left back thing. I know we had to do it today for certain reasons. Maatsen was never going to play. But in general, that whole ideology has to die, because it's just not him. He defended in wide areas, don't get me wrong. He's improving sometimes. I'm seeing little incremental improvements, but it's not enough for me to hang my hat on and say I want to see it again too often. It's really not. So that goal comes, you should really know he's left-footed, but he shifts it onto his left foot, bends it far corner 2-1, going into half-time. And I'm fuming at half-time because of one thing and one thing only. Gallagher has decided to get himself sent off. And that's where this all comes from. That's where all this stress comes from, really. Gallagher getting himself sent off with 2 foolish tackles. And the thing is with our players, when they're on a yellow card, they don't seem to register. They don't seem to comprehend. They don't seem to calculate. When they're on a yellow card, they just keep playing like they're on no cards. Like they've never taken a booking in their life. Like they're just free to just gallop and gazelle all over the place. You fly into a tackle, foolish, sent off. It's the second time the captain has been sent off back-to-back games. These are the leaders of the team. These are the leaders of a very young petulant, immature, idiotic team at times. It's true. Leaders are the ones that are costing us. Can you imagine? The man is wearing the armband. You're getting sent off in the first half. Why? You are booked. Why are you sliding in? He didn't get the ball. It was the right decision. The referee had a great game. Referee actually helped us, I think. I'm going to talk about that later. Referee actually helped us. You didn't get the ball. You got the ball after you hit the player. Like, you got the player. He went down injured. Now you scoop it with your leg. No, it's too late, brother. It's too late. Sent off. So Gallagher sent off. He's going to miss the game against Manchester United. Second game in a row. Discipline in this team, whether it's off the pitch with the Snapchats and the nudes, or it's on the pitch with the tackles and the cards and the fouls. We give away so many fouls. The game is just stop-start. It looks like somebody's editing on Adobe Premiere. It's just like this. So many just stop-starts. It's mad. You lot need to seriously... I thought finishing was the most important thing in training. No. Now you need to learn how to tackle. The tackling technique, and I've said it before with Gallagher in particular. Great interceptor, getting amongst it, closing down space, pressing. When it comes to the art of tackling, you have so much to learn. The mistiming of it, lack of technique on it, and I'm going to go to the next man, Caicedo. You was meant to be a good tackler. We're going to go into the second half. This brother couldn't tackle for nothing. He should have been sent off as well. He's lucky the referee kept his cards in his pocket, because he should have been sent off. He really should have been sent off. Second half, we knew where it was going to be. We're down to 10 men. I didn't think we were going to win the game. I'm so happy for the result. I just want to make that clear. Because now I'm getting into the part where I didn't believe we could get out of this with a win. So I'm so happy with the win. I'm so happy with the win. I'm going to cherish this. Trust. I'm going to cherish this. 3 points with 10 men for a whole half against a Brighton team that will make you feel like you're playing with 10 men when you have 11 men. So when you got 10 men, it feels like 9. The way they move the ball about, the way they expand the pitch, the way they bop it, they're fluid. They take their touches. They're not choppy with it. It's not a Luton or a Sheffield United. They're clean with this ball. So with a win with 10 men after Gallagher did that, we're good. We are good. I'm very proud of the fact that we made it through, and the fact that we did not capitulate, and that we did not collapse like we've seen previously when we've had leads, and we did not throw away the 3 points, because mentally, and we saw it with the celebrations at the end, you could tell that meant a lot. They needed to close the deal. It didn't have to be pretty. I said it before the game. I'm not really here for the pretty performance today. I just need a result. I need a result. We're going to get cut adrift if we don't get one. So I'm not going to turn around and say now, yes, the performance was not great. We're discussing it, but I am just overall, just thank you for the win. We've got players to come back from injury. I'm hoping the discipline situation is going to be ironed out. Pochettino needs to put a stamp on that. He needs to seriously put a stamp on that, because we're very lucky today. And because we didn't have Leslie Okechukwu on the bench, we couldn't really take off Caicedo. Now, even me, I was saying at this point, bring on Matos. Bring on Alex Matos. Bring on Matson. Bring on, I don't care who. Bring on anybody. Bring on Petrovic and put him in midfield. The way that Caicedo was tackling, he's acting like he's not on a yellow, and he's getting into these scraps and these back and forths because they're former players and whatnot and teammates, and there's a little bit more energy and emotion in this. You have to come off. Now, in the end, he stayed on and he didn't get sent off, but we are incredibly lucky not to go down to 9 men, and very lucky at that. Thank you to the referee. He's got hair follicles, he's protected from the wind and the rain, and he's clearly thinking straight, and he blessed us. Now, thankfully, we went 3-1 up. I don't know if this is in order. I'm just moving on a chaos thing. But Enzo's penalty, thank you so much. A double, a brace. Clearly, undeniably, thankfully, man of the match. Put in a performance, especially when his midfield partner today was really poor. Like, positioning-wise, tackling-wise, technique-wise, discipline-wise, Caicedo and Gallagher, his other partner in midfield, poor performances. So, thank you to Enzo for standing tall, rising to the occasion, getting some goals, which was what people were calling for, right? And he did that, and he stood up, and he performed. So that was important. We didn't have Leslie Okechukwu on the bench, so that was a real... I didn't see that coming. I don't know where he's gone. I didn't know he was injured, so that's news to me. But yeah, that 3-1 gave us a buffer, and it just goes to show, with conceding that second to Pedro from the set piece, which we shouldn't be doing, but hey, if we had not had the buffer, we would probably not have won, because 1 goal buffer with this team, with 10 minutes injury time, nah, I'm not hedging bets. So really good that we got that third goal. As soon as the second half started, I said, you know what? We need to get a third goal. I don't care if it's 10 men. You have to find a way, because if you don't, you're relying upon a very leaky defense right now to protect you. So especially when Brighton had Pedro to come on, Matoma to come on, it was a great header from Pedro, Matoma to come on, Pascal Gross to come on, like they had options. So imperative that we actually got the third goal, gave ourselves that cushion, bought ourselves some time. So then when we conceded the second, it wasn't lights out. Then we managed to get through it, right? We got through it. It's not a game to go through performance and say we can take this from it and take it into the next. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't a great performance for most of, you know, the game. It was a tough game to go through as a viewer, as a watcher, as a fan. It's a tough game for the players with the 10 men situation. There's a few players that, you know, can hold their head high. I think, you know, you could say maybe Mudryk can come from this and build from this, hopefully. Enzo for sure. Sterling wasn't great today, but, you know, he still, I think, was involved in one of the goals. Also, he was involved in creating some of the chances that led to corners and blocked crosses that led to corners for the goals. Jackson, you're going to get your nudes, but you need to, you know, there's a long way to go, brother. I'm not going to lie, a long way to go. Broya came on, nice to see him. And the defence, Sanchez, in the end, outside of the footing, you know, with the made some important saves. They were at him, they were straight at him, but he had to make those saves. He made those saves, so it's good to see. You know, there's quite a few saves he had to make. So we take it. That's the overall theme. We're going to take it and we're going to leave with it because we needed the win. But you know, to climb the table, long way to go. Hopefully players coming back will help. Discipline. Yeah, you maybe we need to go to boot camp over Christmas. I don't know. Winter is coming. Maybe we need to go to boot camp. Do yes sir. I don't know. We need to do something because the lack of discipline here is unbelievable. Like, it's mad. It's getting actually intolerable. So fix up, especially the leaders that are meant to be guiding the young ones. If the leaders aren't leading, well, followers have no chance. So that's all I have to say. You know what I'm saying? It's a long day. We won. We move. Smash up the likes. Subscribe. See you next time. I'm going to go lie down, pass out. Big up your damn selves. City Tottenham game looks lit. 1-1 in the first 10 minutes. Love and guidance. In a bit, people. Peace. I'm dead.